10 tips, 10 days, episode 3, coming your way. Guys, I took a day off simply because the algorithms on these social media channels just do not let you reach the people that follow me just like you do unless you pay for it. So every video I post, every single back-to-back day, every day they're not allowing me to reach anybody. So guys, big thing, go subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. When you do that, you're gonna get notifications anytime I post something, and you don't have to worry about if the algorithms and social media channels are gonna actually let you see it. So do that, I appreciate that. But 10 tips, 10 techniques in 10 days. We're going episode 3. I'm going back to finesse. If you guys have followed me for a while, you guys know I am a ginormous Wacky Worm fanatic. I mean, I probably won more money in my career on a weightless Wacky Worm than anything else. I've had several top 10 finishes. I've caught giant fish, 8, 9 pounders on it in Elite Series tournaments, 2 big bass titles on this bait as well. So that little Wacky Worm, guys, there's so many components to this that you need to be aware of, and even some new ones that I have found out just recently that I've started using in the last 6 or 8 months or so. So first off, the rod. When I'm telling you it's the rod, this is the rod that you need, guys. St Croix Legend Xtreme 7.6 medium fast, okay? 7.6 moderate fast. 7.6 moderate fast, MF. Guys, this rod right here, and if you want to be a good Wacky Worm fisherman, or you are already a Wacky Worm fanatic, and you're looking for the perfect rod, this is it. This is a Legend Xtreme, guys. This is the highest quality carbon fiber on the market, extreme sensitivity, energy transfer. It's everything that you need in the perfect rod. If you can afford this rod, especially for a Wacky Worm, I highly recommend that you put this thing in your hand. You're gonna see what I'm talking about. 7.6 right here. Still has that soft tip, a little bit softer tip than you think, but it gives it that rubber band action. I can make very long casts, and I can skip this little Wacky Worm, missile baits 48, under anything that I want to. I can be extremely accurate with it, make a long cast, put this bait absolutely wherever I want it. So we're gonna get back to this for a minute. 7.6 MF, St Croix Legend Xtreme. So the line, very important. Sunline, the X Plasma braid, 16 pound, high vis green. You see that on there, guys, because Wacky Worm fishing is you have to be a really good line watcher. Whenever you skip that in there and that line and that braided line floats and you're watching that high vis green, and whenever it jumps, you know the fish has it, because most of the time that is when they're gonna eat it, is in the initial cast in there. As it's sinking on a piece of cover, that's when they're gonna grab it, and you need to know that those fish have it so you can anticipate. Because the last thing you wanna do is to throw it in there and then you never know if fish hits it and you picked up and the fish is 40 or 50 feet the other direction. That's a recipe for disaster. So I pair this with 10 pound Sunline Sniper, 10 pound. Some people go 6 and 8. Guys, I'm telling you, 10 pound, you don't need to go lighter than 10 pound. If you go 12 pound, you start to restrict your skipping, your cast ability, especially when you're trying to skip this little light bait underneath stuff. The knot's bigger, and that 10 pound is, guys, 10 pound is extremely strong, and people don't realize how strong 10 pound test is. And if you have the right equipment, set up, drag, everything, you're just not gonna break it. You're just not. You good knot tire, you're just not gonna break this line. That's very important. So let's go down to the nitty gritty, guys. Right here, missile baits 48. You guys have seen me throw this thing many times on Bass Live, on TV, everywhere, catching some really giant bass on that. It's a 48 for a reason. It's a little bit thicker on either side. What that does is that enhances the wobble as it falls. It's a little bit slower rate than you're used to with a 5-inch Senko. The 48 is 48 for a reason. It's 4.8 inches long. It's a little more finesse, but this thing skips incredibly good, and it slows that fall, and it actually has a little bit more wobble, and I think that's the ticket with this bait. So the hook, Gamakatsu, that right there is a stinger hook with the titanium weed guard. Very important. I either throw a size 1 or a size 2, depending on the cover that I'm in, but this titanium weed guard, if it bends, it goes right back into place. It will not impede the hook set. It is very light. Guys, the best hook on the market. I know guys that are not affiliated with Gamakatsu that throw this hook right here for this application and a drop shot just because they're so darn sticky. They're that good. And so the new thing that I'm putting this thing on a ring now. I used to not do that, but the VMC crossover ring, no affiliation with them guys, but Ed Locker and the guy I travel with threw me some of these. I said, man, try them out. So what that thing is you see the hook, you see the little clear O-ring, but then on top there's a little hole that's separated from it that the hook goes through. Never penetrates the worm, does not go around the O-ring. When a fish eats it, it does not impede the hook set whatsoever. I mean, it's incredible, guys. Your hookup ratio instantly goes up, keeps the worm good. Man, I just started throwing them about 6 months ago. Thank you, Ed Locker, for that. When you do get those, get you some of the VMC crossover pliers as well. That's how you adhere it to it. You know, the perfect size for this missile bait's 48 is this 6mm is what I have here. It fits absolutely perfectly on here. The worm does not move. And again, the hook is completely removed from the bait. It's awesome. I mean, it's something that I just picked up on this year. So guys, wacky worm fishing is something that I made myself learn how to do several years ago because I needed a niche. You know, this is something, especially in the South, summertime, nobody's up shallow. Guys, there is never a time of the year where fish aren't shallow. This thing right here will catch them when nothing else will. You can put this bait where you can't put any other bait sometimes. So be a better finesse wacky worm fishing when nobody else is doing it. That's gonna make you more successful. But I hope this helps, guys. Legend Xtreme 7.6 MF, missile baits 48, Gamakatsu stinger hook, you know, your Sunline X Plasma high vis braid to that 10-pound sniper, guys. This is a dream setup for a wacky worm. So day 3 is in the books, guys. Tomorrow we're gonna do episode 4, 10 techniques, 10 days. Hope everybody's having a fantastic summertime, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Dream big.